Gervonta Davis is a man who builds empires with his fists and burns them down with his choices. By early in his peak run, he reached the absolute pinnacle of global wealth with a $60 million net worth. And a terrifying undefeated record, only to have the WBA strip his titles and brand him a champion in recess. Today, we're stepping outside the ropes to explore the high-stakes, off-camera chapters of his life, the multi-million-dollar mansions, the fleet of armored supercars, and the legal battles that threaten to derail everything he's built from the ground up. This is the side of Tank the world rarely gets to see, from the million-dollar diamond chains to the arrests that made global headlines and sent shockwaves through the sport. Before we dive in, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell, because you don't want to miss what's coming. Long before the flashing cameras and glittering belts, there was a boy navigating the unforgiving streets of Baltimore. Born in the mid-90s, Gervonta Davis learned early that life demanded a level of toughness most never have to find, and he answered that call with a ferocity that bordered on the supernatural. School couldn't contain his energy, the gym became his sanctuary. A quiet place where the rhythmic thud of gloves against leather replaced the noise of the streets. Under the watchful eye of Calvin Ford, every punch thrown in those early sweat-soaked years was a deliberate step toward a destiny that felt impossible to ignore. In those early years, Tank wasn't just winning, he was overwhelming opponents, building the foundation of the knockout artist the world fears today. By the time he emerged on the world stage, he was more than just a nickname, it was a promise of unrelenting, systematic destruction. The transition from prospect to superstar began as a calculated, violent ascent through 3 weight classes, leaving a trail of dismantled contenders in his wake. The world first truly took notice in the late 2010s, the arrival, when a young Davis dismantled Jose Pedraza with a chilling efficiency to capture the IBF junior lightweight title. But every empire needs a blueprint, and for Tank, that came in the form of Floyd Mayweather. Under Mayweather Promotions, Davis wasn't just a fighter anymore, he became a product, a brand, and a headline attraction. Designed for maximum commercial impact, Floyd taught him the business of boxing, the art of the A-side, and how to turn raw physical power into massive financial leverage. After conquering the super featherweight division, he moved up to terrorize the lightweights, capturing titles and ruling the 135-pound division with an iron grip for years. The superstar confirmation came in the early 2020s with the uppercut of the century against Leo Santa Cruz. A shot so perfectly timed it seemed to freeze time itself. It was a moment that shifted the narrative. Tank didn't just win fights, he ended them with a finality that left opponents searching for answers they could never find. He silenced critics who doubted his power would translate to higher weights by stopping Mario Barrios at super lightweight, proving that his symphony of destruction was a universal language spoken in every ring he entered. Yet, with that growth came the immense, suffocating pressure of being a global pay-per-view anchor. His war with Isaac Cruz served as the durability test, a grueling battle of attrition that showed the world that when the power fails to find a quick exit, the grit and the chin remain. Then came his clash with Ryan Garcia. That single night, a collision of social media fame and boxing traditionalism, generated massive revenue and moved Davis from a boxing star to a permanent cultural icon. By the time he dismantled Frank Martin, his evolution as a multi-division champion was complete. His earnings had reached the stratosphere, commanding million-dollar-plus purses just for showing up. That earning power is fueled by a terrifying knockout ratio, one of the highest in the history of the modern game. He stands undefeated with an overwhelming number of knockouts, a resume written in the blood of his rivals. From the tactical, rib-shattering body shot that brought Ryan Garcia to his knees to the precision timing that defines his reign, he has proven that His power isn't a fluke, it's a matter of destiny, a force of nature that cannot be contained. But for Tank, success isn't just a number on a balance sheet, it's a life transformed into a palace of concrete, glass, and pure, unapologetic luxury. At the heart of his real estate portfolio stands a multi-million-dollar Florida mansion, a modern-day fortress featuring grand double-door entrances, polished marble interiors that reflect the Florida sun, and chandelier-lit halls that gleam like liquid gold. When the pressure of fame becomes too much, and it's time to prepare for war, he retreats to his Las Vegas training base. This high-end estate serves as a sanctuary of discipline, equipped with a private basketball court, a recovery-focused jacuzzi designed for elite athletes, and panoramic views of the neon-soaked Las Vegas Strip, a constant reminder of the city he conquered. The true pulse of this empire, however, beats in the garage, a multi-million-dollar gallery of mechanized power and ego. The centerpiece is the USSV Rhino GX, a massive armored SUV with custom desert camouflage that serves as the mechanical twin to his Tank persona, signaling strength and total invincibility on the road. When he craves high-performance speed and the visceral thrill of the open road, he reaches for his rare McLaren 765 LT or the screaming, naturally aspirated engine of his Lamborghini Aventador. For daily dominance and unmistakable swagger, he commands a fleet including the versatile Lamborghini Urus, a rugged Mercedes-AMG G63 that growls through city streets, a Cadillac Escalade ESV for the entourage, and the futuristic lines of the Corvette C8 Stingray. It's a collection built on the intersection of aerospace engineering and raw street status, commanding respect on every corner he touches. This larger-than-life branding extends thousands of feet into the air, where the rules of the ground no longer apply. He frequently charters heavy-class private jets to travel for world title fights, luxury vacations, and high-profile appearances, turning simple travel into a choreographed showcase of elite status. His wrists and neck tell the same story of relentless achievement. Patek Philippe, Rolex, and Audemars Piguet watches that cost more than most people's homes. Paired with his signature multi-million-dollar GTD diamond chain that captures every flash of the paparazzi's camera. Even his ring walk is a calculated statement of wealth, featuring custom-designed boxing shoes and robes that can cost upwards of tens of thousands of dollars apiece, often draped in the latest runway labels like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, and Balenciaga. Yet, away from the roar of sold-out arenas and the glare of the flashbulbs, Davis is a father and a protector who carries the weight of his family's future on his shoulders with the same intensity he brings to the ring. He has children who serve as his anchors in the shifting, often treacherous tides of fame. Behind the diamonds and the knockouts is a man trying to be present, raising his children while navigating a world that constantly wants to tear a piece of him away. In a move that signaled a profound search for internal peace amidst the external chaos, he embraced Islam and took the name Abdul Wahid. But the truth is, for all the money and all the knockouts, Tank has never truly escaped the gravity of where he came from. In a life lived at full speed, peace is often a fleeting illusion. Because fame doesn't just elevate a man, it exposes every crack in his foundation for the entire world to see and judge. While Tank was stacking highlight reel knockouts and expanding his kingdom, the shadows were quietly closing in from the periphery. There were nights when the spotlight faded and the silence got louder, nights when the headlines weren't about his speed or power, but about his catastrophic mistakes. Legal battles gathered like storm clouds, testing his legacy in ways no opponent in the ring ever could. It started with an attempted kidnapping and battery case, followed by a domestic violence arrest. But the most devastating, career-altering blow landed when Davis was arrested on another Domestic violence battery charge and held without bond. It was a moment of absolute vulnerability, where everything he had sacrificed for felt like it could disappear in a single police report. The cumulative, crushing weight of these arrests finally forced the WBA's hand. They officially stripped him of his lightweight title, naming him champion in recess and effectively halting his momentum just as he was reaching his absolute physical peak. The fallout was catastrophic and immediate. High-level corporate sponsors pulled back to protect their brands, fans began to question his character as much as his talent, and a multi-million-dollar crossover exhibition evaporated into thin air. Public perception shifted from untouchable superstar to a man wrestling his own demons in a very public, very unforgiving arena. The timing of this fall could not be more dangerous for his long-term legacy. While Tank fights his demons in courtrooms and private chambers, the next generation is sharpening their blades and preparing for his permanent absence. The boxing world is a predator that waits for no one, and right now, the clock is ticking loudly on his relevance. Shakur Stevenson is rising as the disciplined, defensive technician, the anti-tank positioned to pick apart the very chaos that Davis thrives on. Devin Haney is building his own commercial and physical empire, threatening to permanently erase the Davis era from the history books. And Ryan Garcia remains the ultimate ghost in the room, a commercial powerhouse still chasing redemption and a chance to prove their clash was a fluke of timing. This spiritual shift mirrored his growing quiet commitment to his community. He has become a pillar of Baltimore resilience, investing significant portions of his wealth back into local property to provide affordable housing, and working with youth programs to show the next generation a tangible path out of the street life. So, what truly remains of Gervonta "Tank" Davis when the smoke of the fireworks clears? He has the $60 million empire and the legendary knockout ratio. But the question that will define his life lingers: can the man who dominates world-class arenas also master the life that exists outside of them? Can he reclaim his throne, or will his empire be remembered as nothing more than a cautionary tale of wasted genius? Tank isn't just fighting for a belt or a purse anymore, he's fighting a desperate, uphill battle to save his name from being swallowed by the shadows. Because in boxing, power fades, speed eventually disappears, but reputation, that's the one thing that can either outlive you as a legend or bury you as a memory. One thing is certain: if and when Tank returns to the ring, it won't just be another fight. It will be a war for his soul and a final stand for redemption. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the light and dark of a boxing icon, drop a comment with your